Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the importance of the first house of your D9 chart or the Navamsa chart. So just because guys, recently I uploaded a video on like what kind of combinations indicates towards denial of marriage. So over there, definitely a lot of the answers we were getting it right looking at the first house of the D9 chart. So I just thought we can also have our exclusive discussion in all the houses of the divisional chart like Navamsa chart as well. And over and above that, just because the first house acts as a theme of that specific divisional chart, whatsoever any divisional chart represent, the first house of that acts like the heartbeat, like the soul of that, like the consolidated theme of that divisional chart. So definitely guys, all the attributes of the D9 chart, we already have had our discussion on different attributes of D9 chart. What does it represent, the gods connected with it, or the manual part of the calculation of the D9 chart, and what does it represent if one planet from your main ascendant chart is going to be placed in certain alignments in the D9 chart. We already have had our discussion in all of that. This is going to be more of a devotional side of looking at this D9 chart, Navamsa chart, which in any astrological importance is given equivalent weightage as much as to your ascendant chart. So guys, to start with, the very first question which comes to anyone's mind is that what does this divisional chart represents? So if I were to summarize the three most important features of this divisional chart, the very first is going to be that this chart tells about the overall consolidated experience of marriage. What exactly is the kind of the experience you will go through? And trust me guys on this, like in my consultation experiences, whenever people are like telling me about any of the problem which somehow hovers around the marriage, it's about when you are in that courtship mode, you are trying to court someone, you're already dating someone, you have got married, you are already in 5-10 years of marriage. So if you were asked that in one word, how can you describe your experience of marriage? So you will get the answer which is going to be exactly in line, equivalent to what exactly is happening in the first house of the D9 chart of that person. So that is the very first way of looking at it, or the very first feature of the D9 chart, that it tells about an individual's consolidated experience within matrimonial life. Feature number 2 is, guys, this chart can be seen as the caricature of your soul, like deep inside how you are, how you reverberate deep inside. Your core vibration is something which we can get to know while giving attention to what exactly is happening in the very first house of the Navamsa chart. Like the way guys, in yoga, in Ayurveda, in Adhyatma, it has been believed that we have 9 layers of bodies. Like the very first is the etheric body, then the emotional body, then mental body, then astral body, etheric template body, celestial body, kinetic template body, past karma, present karma. So imagine so deep inside how you reverberate. Like the way a lot many times we say this thing that, oh, this person is, he looks very hard from the surface, but the minute I become friends with him, I got to know very emotional side of this person. And in certain cases, you get to know that, okay, this person who looks very soft, very polite, and once you get into the deeper private personal side of that person, you will get to know how much pent up negative energy that person is holding, how much aggressive and how negative this person is. So that is something which I am trying to tell you over here, that looking at the D9 chart, and specifically the first house of the D9 chart, will tell you about the caricature of the soul, deep inside what describes you or defines you. Now the third most important feature is that this D9 chart and the first house of the D9 chart also tells about the way you approach the higher powers. Like if I were to ask you that, okay, what is going to be your way in order to connect something higher than yourself? You call it divine, you call it angel, you call it prakriti, universal consciousness, whatever you name it. But yes, the very first house of the D9 chart will tell you about your approach towards establishing a connection with the higher powers. Some people take the route of This could be the yoga of putting yourself into hardship and deprivement in order to show your devotion and your intensity towards the attainment of the God. Some people take the path of the bhakti, of the love, devotion. Some people take the form of doing charities, sharing your wealth, your possession with everyone, seeing the same presence of the God and divine in everyone. So what exactly is going to be your way of approaching the divine or the higher consciousness? So again guys, now in the rest of the video we will be having our discussion on these three planes or parameters only. The very first is going to be that the D9 chart or the first house of the D9 chart will give you this information regarding your consolidated experience within the marriage or the matrimony life. If someone asks you that how can you define your matrimony life in one word, that word is what is happening in the first house of the D9 chart. Second point is what describes you deep within, and the last point is that your plan or way you approach the higher consciousness. So now guys, definitely a lot will be dependent on that what sign is going to be present over here, what sign is rising in the first house of the D9 chart. Like let's say for example there is a Cancer sign which is rising in the first house of the D9 chart, but is it like over in the same Cancer sign in the first house of the D9 chart, is it hosting the conjunction of Saturn and Mars, or is it hosting the conjunction of Jupiter and Moon? So a lot will be dependent on that, but definitely there could be so many combinations. But in this video we will only be taking up all the 12 signs, and basis that we will try to understand the core of your soul, of your matrimonial life or your religious pursuit via placing different signs in the first house of your Navamsa chart. So let's say for example guys, if you will find Aries sign to be rising in the D9 chart's first house. So definitely guys, we know the qualities of the Aries, which is a very headstrong energy, which is a sign of new beginnings, and where quick decision making, quick turnaround of the things is somehow attached with the qualities of the Aries. Youthfulness is something which is attached with the Aries. Naivety, like innocence, is something which is attached with the Aries. So in lot many cases it has been seen, like when you even ask about the matrimonial life of someone, or even if you will ask someone that okay, your love life, or what were the circumstances when you found someone, your husband, your partner, your spouse, you will get this answer that everything happened so fast that I did not even get a time to plan, prepare or react. Like we joined this drama school over there, the very first time when he saw me, he liked me, he approached me, and everything happened so fast. So this is how. And again guys, when we talk about the fights which happen, or the kind of bickering which happens, the way you want to run the show, your matrimony life, you will definitely experience and find too much of the youthfulness over there. Now the second point is, if we have to look at deep inside, what defines you, what describes you. So definitely guys, you are very quick to act, you are very quick to react. Deep inside you are kind of a warrior who actually wants to take very quick decision. You do not want to procrastinate, you do not want to regret that you did not act on the right time in amidst the right opportunity which arises in your life. So that sort of quickness you will definitely find in major areas of the life of these people. And definitely guys, a lot many times it has been seen that these are among those people who do not even hesitate in order to put themselves in the line of religion, religious austerities, rather than opting for charities, donation or other thing. These are among those people who want to do the shram dan. This is something which we call in India. It means providing or putting yourself as a for the charity, and contributing your hours, your time, your energy for the voluntary work. This could be in the name of the religion as well, because in India, whenever any of the big festivals happen, you will not believe how many people by themselves turn up in order to contribute for the voluntary work. Now guys, let's say for example, if you have Taurus sign rising in the first house of the D9 chart, definitely guys, it's a very good energy. This is energy of commitment, of loyalty, of love, passion, strong values, which will definitely demonstrate in majority of these three areas over which we are having our discussion. Whether it's about your matrimonial life, whether it's about deep inside, what describes you, what describes your soul, and lastly, I mentioned about the way you approach the God or the divinity or the higher consciousness. So definitely, guys, there's a strong capacity where, you know, commitment, sticking to your word, taking care of your partner, your family, and there is a strong possibility if you have Taurus Lagna in the D9 chart that you could be very family oriented as well. You could be a good provider in the matters of relationship as well. Love definitely is going to be the top priority in the matters of relationship. Like, no matter other things are being taken care of or not, but you want to be nurtured, being complimented, being taken care of, all those small occasions like birthdays, anniversary, the very first time when you approached me, you proposed me, when I said yes. So all these things will become very, very important for someone who's going to have Taurus rising in the D9 chart. And yes, guys, generally it has been seen that these people tend to remain very stable deep within, like compared to other signs where there's too much of the vulnerability of staying very volatile, too much of the vacillation. So if you'll compare the same energy with the Taurus, there is a degree and sense of conviction, commitment, stability, rootedness in whatsoever you will set yourself at. Now guys, when we talk about Gemini being rising on the first house of your D9 chart, definitely guys, when we talk about Gemini, there is a lot of the playfulness. Now this could be a case that on your rising sign, on the main Lagan in the D1 chart, you might have a combination which gives this outer impression to the people that okay, he's very strict, he's very rigid, he's very inflexible, but deep inside this is the same person who's going to be very curious, who's going to be very flexible, who is very childlike, who wants to learn lot many things. So this is how you will get to know that deep inside what kind of vibration exude around from this person. Second thing is definitely guys, when we talk about your overall consolidated experience within the matrimonial life, so Gemini is a very curious energy. Like definitely, if I do not want to stereotype it, but yes, these are among those people who want to stay like friends with their partner. And in the Western culture, in lot many culture where you will find little bit of the openness in the matters of relationship, so that is something which can also be attached with the Gemini. So generally it has been seen that if overall chart is giving us indication in the same way, like for example you have a Gemini Lagna in the D9 chart, and over and above that you have Mercury or Venus being placed right over there in the first house of the D9 chart, so definitely this is going to be a combination which will make you very, very loving, very romantic, little bit flirtatious, flexible, open, freedom loving. So this is how, and for any of the matchmaking, looking at this side and aspect of your personality will also become very important, because let's say for example you will you know, kind of set up this person with another guy or another girl who's going to be a little bit inflexible, then chances of relationship not working out will be very strong. And yes guys, even when we talk about anything to do with the religious or devotional side of your personality, so these are among those people who take lot many pilgrimages, who read a lot about the gods or divinity, higher consciousness and all. So this is how you can attach the energy of Gemini rising on the first house of your D9 chart. Now guys, when we talk about, let's say Cancer is rising on the first house of your D9 chart, so definitely guys, Cancer is a very emotional sign. So definitely on all the three levels over which we are having our discussion on the D9 chart, emotions and feelings is going to rule over it. Like the way, for example, when we talk about your matrimonial life, so apart from other things which are getting fulfilled or not, but your emotional need is something which will become paramount important. Second thing is that deep inside, yes, you might have a Aries Lagna in your like ascendant chart, D1 chart, which will give this impression that okay, this person is very fierce, he's very competitive, aggressive, little bit you know, kind of always ready to fight, debate, argue. But deep inside this person is very emotional as well. Whatsoever this person encounters in the life, that somehow leaves a wound, mark, lasting impression in the soul of that person as well. So yes guys, whether we talk about marriage, and again when we talk about the path of the devotion as well, I would say that in the D9 chart, if you have Cancer Lagna, do not be in this mindset or this mode that if you want to know about your Ishta Devata, you have to do the calculation that okay, my Atmakaraka planet is this, or my fifth lord is this in the divine chart. No, whomsoever God you automatically get attracted towards, you have that outpour of the emotions that God will very strongly, you will definitely have a very strong connection with that. And generally guys, any form of art, connection with the nature, with animals, pets and all, generally tend to remain very therapeutic for these people. Now guys, when we talk about Leo being rising in the first house of your D9 chart, so definitely guys, when we talk about relationship or the matrimonial experiences, so over there this definitely degree and sense of exuberance, charm, elegance, being there in the limelight, all of that will become very important. Definitely your matrimonial life, you want to be the talk of the town, you want you guys or your marriage to look successful in the society. All of that will become very important. Along with that guys, when we talk about deep inside, yes, you are a person deep inside who could be a very good leader, who knows how to run the show well, how to manage things. So this is what your soul craves for, that sort of throne and leadership kind of position where you are commanding, you're controlling everyone. And definitely guys, when we talk about anything to do with the devotion and your approach towards the religious austerities and all, so definitely there has to be that soul level connection. Unless and until you're not going to have that level of connection, you might not be able to put yourself 100% when it comes down to your surrender to the higher consciousness. Now guys, when we talk about the Virgo Lagna, like your Virgo sign being rising in the first house of the D9 chart, so definitely guys, this is one such kind of like marriage or matrimonial life where perfection, eye for detail, meticulous approach will definitely prevail over other things. Like the way we say this thing that marriage is about love, understanding, accommodating each other's needs, feeling each other's pain, sharing your happiness and everything. So generally what happens is that, let's say for example, if in the D9 chart you have a Virgo rising, over and above that you have planet like Saturn, planet like Ketu, then definitely drives the aspect of the marriage where rather than getting into the emotionally nurturing side of the marriage, emotionally supporting side of the marriage, definitely management, allocation of resources, planning, material side prevails. Along with that guys, now there's nothing harm in that. This could be a case that you by yourself, this is what your personality is, which is getting promised in the D1 chart, and you will be put in the matrimonial life with a similar kind of experiences. Again guys, I want to say it very clearly over here that the D1 chart just tells about the way you are. D9 chart is exclusively about your soul, about your marriage, about your approach, your style when you pursue the higher consciousness. So yes guys, this is about with the Virgo. Now when we talk about the Libra in the D9 charts first house, so definitely guys, it makes you a very social person, it makes you a very loving, very kind of romantic person, and degree and sense of making some very strong connections through marriage. Your capacity to grow through marriage tend to remain very strong. So again guys, if I were to say that in one line, in one word, you have to describe someone's consolidated matrimonial experience with Libra being rising in the D9 chart. So these are among those people that through marriage, they not only experience love, they experience that elevation in the society. Like the way we say this thing that in lot many higher society, marriage is just a business alliance between two people, between two different business group. And if you go to any of those highly competitive cities, like you go to Los Angeles, you go to Vancouver, you go to Mumbai, definitely you will see that marriages are just a matchmaking for your business interest. So there's a possibility of all these things, but in majority of the cases, the loving nature of the Venus somehow prevails. So because of which guys, definitely your matrimonial life can be expressed in one word as love and care for each other, and chances to stand out as very successful couple, a very successful marriage in the society tend to remain very strong. And definitely guys, deep inside you're a kind of person who is a very good balancer in the life. So this is what your soul craves for. So no matter what exactly is happening in the D1 chart, in the D9 chart, if you have a Libra, like the way, for example, in the D1 chart, you have a Aries Lagna, you have a Scorpio Lagna, your emotions, your energy might be getting lopsided, intensified in one plane, but deep inside you might not be happy or satisfied with it, because deep inside you want to balance out everything. There has to be a portion of time which goes to friends, which goes to partner, which goes to my own family, which goes to my career, which goes to my health, my personal happiness. So this is how your soul wants everything to be. And definitely guys, when we talk about your pursuit towards the divinity, for knowing higher consciousness, so bhakti yoga, devotion, love, like the way guys, you see Lord Krishna devotees, that they kind of make a connection with their God. Again, it's not like that. See the way we say Radha, Mirabai, Sudama, Surdas ji, so all these saints, they saw their chosen God in different way, but what was common between all these people were that they established a connection. Some saw a friend in the God, some saw a partner in the God, some saw a mother or a father in the God. So that sort of commitment and conviction, or labeling, giving it a name to the relationship with the higher consciousness, this is how you can see it. Now guys, when we talk about Scorpio being rising in the D9 chart, so definitely guys, it definitely intensify your experiences within the matrimonial life. There's going to be a lot of secrets, emotional turmoil which native might have to go through. So again, just the mere presence of the Scorpio in the first house of the D9 chart is not a very easy energy to deal with, or even while doing your analysis you cannot take it very lightly, because Scorpio is a sign where, trust me, majority of the planets are in a tumultuous state. They're in an agitated, sensitive state. They are somehow in pressure. Even if Mars rules Scorpio, then also that vulnerability state. This could be Jupiter. Moon gets debilitated over here. Venus gets very intense. Need for the fulfillment of the carnal desires prevail. So the point over here is that what kind of environment is supporting, reinforcing this Scorpio rising in the first house of the D9 chart will definitely have a lot to add. But yes, for sure, when we talk about like very intense emotional experiences, forceful transformation is something which we can attach as a part of your matrimonial life and the experiences. Along with that guys, when we talk about deep inside, so yes, you are a very emotional person, you are very impressionable, you are very touchy. So it becomes very important that whatsoever is going to be happening or whatsoever is going to be getting promised from the D1 chart, deep inside your soul is somehow taking account of all those things. And like the way guys, I always say that people only give this bad reputation to the Scorpions that they are revengeful, they are filled with vengeance. It's not like that. If you are good to them, they remember that as well. In your difficult times, these are among those people who will definitely stand next to you. So yes, that sort of experiences. And again guys, all of that what I said about the way you pursue the gods, divine, higher consciousness. So there's a strong capacity of following the path of tantra, something which is very very taboo, something which is very formidable, very fearful, putting yourself in extreme pain in order to have that attainment with the higher consciousness. Or this could be a case that becoming a healer, dealing with or helping and solving other people's problem in order to do service to your god can also be seen. Now guys, definitely when we talk about Sagittarius being rising right over there in the first house of your D9 chart, so Sagittarius is a very righteous, is a very inspirational sort of energy. So there is a very strong possibility that just the mere placement of the Sagittarius in the first house of the D9 chart, that life will happen in a very idealistic way. Like the way we say this thing, that now definitely a lot will change if with this Sagittarius in the first house of the D9 you have a Rahu being placed over there, you have like Ketu being placed over there, then they might change the flavors. But stand alone looking at the Sagittarius, it just tells about following the righteousness and the prescribed code in the life for everything. Like if you come from a family of arranged marriages, you will do the same. If you come from a tradition culture of getting married within your own culture community, and there's a strong possibility, like getting married at a right time, having children, a very fulfilling life. So there's a strong possibility of divine and the higher consciousness taking care of all of the major needs of the life with Sagittarius, individually Sagittarius rising in the first house of the D9 chart. Same goes with the matrimonial life experiences as well. The partner and the marriage is going to be very uplifting, very inspiring in majority of the planes of your life. Second thing is that, guys, when we talk about deep inside, what describes you? So yes, deep inside you are going to be very religious, like very fearful, and very like a believer of the existence of the God, of the divinity, of the higher consciousness, doing the right things, charity, helping people, staying respectful towards the elderly members, giving your love to the younger ones in the family. So that is how we can see the way you reverberate deep inside. And lastly, guys, when we talk about something to do with the way you pursue the God. So again, if there is the influence of planets like Jupiter, of Moon, of Mercury, of Venus, so the way I mentioned that native is going to be very righteous, very religious, and he will follow the same pattern which has been getting followed in his family lineage, in his society and all. Now guys, when we talk about Capricorn being rising in the first house of the D9 chart, so guys, stand alone, it is a very good combination for marrying a very successful person. Or this could be a case that marriage will definitely contribute a lot. You will be seen as a very power couple in the society. Second thing is that definitely, guys, when we talk about deep inside, you are very structured, you are very practical, and this is how you reverberate deep from inside. Like no matter whatever is happening in your D1 chart, but deep inside you have set your goals. You want to become the CEO of that company. Right at a time when you joined that services, you knew that I have to reach to this level. So that degree and sense of strong conviction towards your goals, the way being very structured deep inside is something that's what describes you. You might have a very kind of inflexible kind of yogas happening in your D1 chart, but deep inside what we see from the Navamsa, the first house of the Navamsa, that in itself makes you like people around you might be panicking in a situation, but if you have a Capricorn Lagna in the D9 chart, deep inside you know that I am in control. That is the voice which comes from within you. And definitely, guys, in your religious pursuit as well, staying very firm. Like you will not find these people to be vacillating in their faith. Okay, today I am very much into Krishna consciousness. Okay, tomorrow now I want to follow Christianity. Day after tomorrow I want to follow Islam. I want to do this. So whatsoever religion you are born in, definitely there's going to be fixity, firmness in your faith, in your belief. And these are among those people, just because their firmness in their faith, these are among those people where faith actually plays a very important role in their life success, in helping them achieve things which they set out for, because they remain firm. You will not find these people to be vacillating in their conviction and their belief. Now guys, when we talk about Aquarius, so we all know this thing that Aquarius is a very scientific, very bohemian kind of vibration and energy. So when we talk about your matrimonial life, so definitely, guys, like these are among those people, their matrimonial life and experiences is going to be very like what you call that, very utopian, where it's like you might have friends from different family, common friends. You might have common friends from different culture, different ethnicity, different background. You are among those people. For you, not only taking those pilgrimages is important, but those kind of adventure and informational and science driven travels also become equally important. So definitely, guys, the typical trait of Aquarians which describes them is very philanthropic, very humanitarian, very scientific, and these are among those people who can be easily trusted in the society. These are among those people who are very naive, who are very innocent. So definitely deep inside, when we talk about the kind of vibe which describes you, So this is how these people are going to be. They find it very easy to blend and adapt to any given situation. Like for example, even as a couple, in your marriage, or let's say for example you have to shift from one part of the world to another part of the world. So these are among those people, as a couple they will easily blend into any society. They might have very wide level of network of friends, and the good part is that you will not find these people or this marriage to be in such a alignment that okay, one person is very social and another person is very antisocial, because D9 chart tells about the consolidated energy which you will experience in the marriage. So that means you will only attract that person in your life as a partner, as a companion, who's going to have a similar way of looking at the world, and your chemistry with each other, or this could be with others around you, is going to be being very flexible, adaptable, accommodating towards the need of others. And again, the way I mentioned, as much as taking a adventure trip to any of the leisure activities becomes important, same way informational too, and those science excursion will be equally important for these people. And definitely guys, when we talk about your approach, the way you see the religion and all, so again guys, see, the thing is, Aquarians are very intellectual. So with them, see, both the sign like Capricorn and Aquarius are being ruled by the planet Saturn only. So Capricorn Lagna person might be very rigid in the faith this person is born in. But when we talk about Aquarians, these are among those people like they want to learn a lot, and more than the orthodox side of their religion, they might take more interest in Kundalini, chakra, meditation, spirituality, spiritual retreat, yoga and all. So these are among those things which might inspire or turn them on more strongly compared to the conservative side of the religion, of the higher consciousness. Like the way guys, now that is a different case, that through yoga you might find a connection with the Lord Shiva. Through any form of like spiritual austerities, you might establish a connection with the Durga. That is a different case. But yes, your approach and style towards the devotion, towards understanding and knowing the higher consciousness is going to be a little bit spiritual oriented. And lastly guys, when we talk about the Pisces, so definitely guys, marriage will be filled with lot many deep experiences and sense of feelings attached to each other. Like the way guys, first of all, that is for sure, if in the D9 chart your Lagna is Pisces, and let's say for example even in the main ascendant chart you are like a water sign, you are a Cancer Lagna, then definitely it will make you very very intuitive, very very emotional, and you act like a sponge who absorb the energy of all the people around you. So the very first thing is that guys, when we talk about the consolidated experience of your matrimonial life, definitely it is going to be filled with sacrifice for each other, love for each other, deep intense feeling for each other. Like the way we say all those couple where you know the husband enters the house and the wife immediately knows that okay, your mood is not good today. So that sort of kind of telepathic, very deeper, esoteric, emotional connection with each other. Now guys, when we and again guys, because I mentioned this thing that marriage will entail lot many sacrifice as well. So this could be a case that I've seen those cases which used to be the case in India. Now everyone is so competitive that the wife, she has to quit her job, sacrifice her career just to raise children. So in so many ways you can look at it if you're going to have Pisces as your rising sign in the D9 chart. Now guys, when we talk about something to do what describes you deep inside, so yes, you are very emotional, you are like a alchemist, you are like very intuitive because of the Pisces energy rising over there in your D9 chart. And again guys, lastly, when we talk about the way you approach the divinity, your style, your way of understanding the secret code of the universe, establishing a connection with the higher consciousness. So definitely guys, deep intense emotions. And I've seen like lot many people that, let's say for example, you have your devotion only towards Lord Shiva. So these are among those people who will live everything, they will leave everything in the feet, in the wish and whims of the gods, that okay, whatsoever is your wish, I will abide by that. It hardly matters what I wish and I aspire for my life. If you have and the universe has these plans for me to get married late, I will accept that part of my destiny. So that sort of surrender, devotion, love with the higher consciousness is generally seen in the cases of those people who are going to have Pisces as their rising sign in the D9 chart. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.